Engage fluo injectors.
Engaging fluo injectors.
Fluo reactors at 80%, sir.
Fluo containment field is destabilizing.
Emergency fluo containment protocols now. All hands brace for impact.
Brace for impact in 3, 2, 1.
Holy balls, it's a new episode of World 1-1 Podcast. We're back.
Choose your fighter.
I am, as always, your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me this week, new to the World 1-1 Network family, Wesley Evans.
Hello, hello.
We've got a banging show for you this week with an awesome Hard Copy Hounds Premium Edition interview in the third half of the show this week with Barry Carenza. So, before we get into our usual shtick of what we've been playing, a couple of odds and ends and a little bit of housekeeping real quick. You can and should find us at our home at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, or ideally, go catch us on Good Pods, the best place to podcast, or your other favorite podcatcher, whatever that may happen to be. We're out there, we're on all of it, and we're on YouTube. You can go find us there with a video version. Past that, little bit of kind of behind-the-scenes housekeeping. For those that don't follow us on Twitter but do listen for whatever godforsaken reason. This show has been absent for a little while. We've been working on some stuff behind the scenes, some housekeeping, a little bit of reorganization and restructuring, things like that. We're working on trying to bring it back together and back into regular production. But, you know, if you subscribe to us, then you should have been getting all the awesome new shows that we've been putting out, and including Phazon Labs and Hard Copy Hounds, and brand new is I'd Play That for $1. And this is kind of where Wesley comes in, as he's new. Wes is joining us, and we are working behind the scenes on putting together and rolling out a brand new show for the World 1-1 Podcast Network with Wes. And so that's something to kind of look forward to. We won't go real deep, but we'll give you a hint. It's about the mountain of games that you have yet to play or finish in your library. So,
hey, is that a cut tree right behind you?
Might be. Could be. So, Wes, tell everybody a little bit about you, since nobody here knows you yet, or at least nobody knows you from here. Ha!
Right.
There, that's the word I'm looking for.
So, yeah, as he said, my name's Wes. I've actually have my own podcast right now before I begin with World 1-1 called So Many Games, So Little Time. Premise of that is there's a whole lot of games on Game Pass. How do you know if they're worth your time? And how do you know if they're worth your money when they're off the service? And if you have a data cap or your external hard drive's running low, how do you know if it's worth the space on there for that? So I have a discussion on that weekly. There's actually an unofficial Xbox Game Pass Discord from the Game Pass subreddit that gave me a stage that I can use. And so I host discussions on there weekly. I encourage you to join if you play games, if you don't, or if you play the game, if you haven't played the game, or otherwise. About me personally, I'm just a guy who likes video games. I play Xbox and Switch primarily. I play a few PC games. I'm not on PlayStation at the moment, but we'll see where that goes.
Nice. I dig it. Real quick, so that everybody knows where to find you on Twitter, hit him with the Twitter handle.
Yes. I am So Many Games, So Little Time, and my Twitter handle is at SMGSLT. That is at SMGSLT.
Most excellent. Muchas gracias. So, without further ado, let's get to the usual shtick and let's get right into...
Oh my gosh!
Video games.
Wes, what in the ever-loving fuck have you been playing the last week?
Larry, I played this game that, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. It's not like we've talked about it behind the scenes a little, but it's something called Dicey Dungeons.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good stuff. So
I had contemplated picking it up for a while, and I wasn't sure. It kind of felt like a gamble.
Well, sometimes you just gotta roll the dice.
That's right. Turns out it wasn't crap.
Oh,
Dad jokes and bad puns. All right.
I think you win this round.
So, do
Much
tell.
like the gesture, I was dealt a bad hand.
Womp womp. So, do tell about Dicey Dungeons. What you think so far?
Simply put, I like it a whole lot. For those of you who haven't had the opportunity to play it or haven't heard of it, simply put, it is very similar to deck builder roguelikes, kind of like Slay the Spire or Monster Train, but the difference is you use dice instead of cards. So you have a little backpack or something that lets you have tiles where you can place your attacks on, and you roll dice each round, and you have to try to pick tiles that you know are going to go well with the dice you have. Because if you have something that's really good on rolling a 6, but what are the odds that you get a 6? 1 in 6 per die. So you have to take stuff like that into account. There are 6 different characters. Each of them plays a little bit differently. There are some of them that are easier, such as the Warrior, which is big number equals big hit. And then there's the Witch, who is probably the hardest character on there, who reminds me a lot of actually being a spellcaster from D&D, the way that she has to prepare her spell list and pull them out. My personal favorite, though, is definitely the Inventor, in the sense that the Inventor is the only character where if I pick a bad loadout, it's the only one where it's clear that it's my fault and the game's not just throwing random bullshit. Fuck this RNG, oh my god. Because how the Inventor works is every time after you fight, you have to break down one of the pieces of your equipment to become something that can be used only during the next fight. So you get a lot more equipment than you do with all the other characters, but you also lose a lot more equipment. And so I've often found myself going, oh shit, I forgot to give myself a bunch of damage, or oh, I don't have enough manipulation cards on here.
Okay. So, how many hours deep into this are you, out of curiosity?
On my current run through it, so I'm actually playing this on 2 platforms simultaneously. That's how much I like it. I'm doing it on Xbox and Switch at the same time. So you know how it went on Game Pass this past week, right?
Yeah.
At the very same time, it went on sale for Switch as well. And I was like, well, I already know I'm gonna love it. So let's just buy it so that I won't have to when it goes off Game Pass in case there's not another sale like this.
Yeah, I saw it was kind of nice that just went back on sale on Switch again.
Yeah, so I'd say I think this week I put in about 10 hours, but that's over 2 different profiles.
Right. Okay. I think you and I might have about similar play times invested. I might have a touch more, but not by much, but enough to know that I really enjoy the hell out of it too. So,
yes.
Anything else been spinning in your disc tray?
Yes, actually. I played a little bit of Control lately, and spoiler alert for people who are hearing it, I didn't like it.
Ruh-roh.
I legitimately, like, I heard it got all these Game of the Year awards, so I was like, oh, I gotta try this out. To be fair, I was playing it on a base Xbox One at the time. I literally just actually got the Series X on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? No, it was yesterday Monday, when they rolled out the Halo Anniversary Edition.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a second shot, because part of the reason why I disliked it so much was because it runs like shit on base Xbox. It's 720p, and they can't even maintain a consistent 30 frames per second. Every time an enemy blows up, everything goes bad. And then they do one of the things that I get why games do it, but a personal dislike of mine, when you're low on health, everything gets tinted red, which when you already have low frame rate, bad resolution, only makes things significantly harder.
Right. That's a shame.
Like, I get why people like it, though, and maybe they just were playing it on high-end PCs where they didn't have a lot of the same issues that I did. Because the story is interesting if you dig deep into it. It's got like a little bit of an X-Files meets SCP theme going to it. And that I can get
on
into.
my list. The story looked really interesting to me, and LeGroux has said some really excellent things about it, so...
I will say this, it is very much tell, not show. and that
Okay.
everything has already happened, and you're piecing together kind of what's happened as the story progresses. So some people like that, but at least at first, if you don't sit down and read all the collectibles that are strewn throughout, you're just going to be wondering what the hell is going on right now.
Right. Right on. Any last games of the week?
That's it for me right now. That's what I've been playing most heavily.
Okay. Let's see. What's been rolling through my playlist? Been piddling with Downwell, which is dangerous territory for me because it is not hard for that game to get its hooks into me, and I just that's like a month of productivity gone again.
Oh,
that Downwell is a slippery fucking slope for me.
yeah. If you ever have me on, I'd play that for $1. I was actually saying that was going to be the first game I'd talk about on there because I got it for $1, literally.
Did you?
Well, assuming you don't count tax.
I don't, but you know. But no, I adore Downwell. Have you gotten to play it with the flip grip on the Switch?
I have not. I've just been playing it on base Switch.
Oh, the flip grip's a fucking game changer. Literally turns it on its ear. So, have you seen these before or no?
I have, yes. They're the ones that let you basically do portrait mode for your Switch, right?
Yeah, they call it tape mode is the terminology for the screen orientation. But no, it's wonderful. Number of years back now, Eddie actually backed it on Kickstarter when it got announced, the flip grips, and he actually kickstarted or backed it for a 2-pack. And when it came in, he actually sent me one of them as a gift. So they're
That's
very
cool.
slick. It even comes with it's like credit card size, and it's made so that like if you lose the card it comes with, you can literally use like a credit card or driver's license, any card that size that slots into the back of the flip grip and turns it into a kickstand for the flip grip too.
I like that. That's actually
I
really
thought
cool.
I thought it was clever as hell. But
Yeah.
But no, Downwell is great with flip grip. Tape mode really kind of helps show it off because you get that full screen perspective for Downwell instead of that, super black bar. Been dinking with a little bit of Grood for I'd play that for $1, and I haven't gotten to play a lot of it, but the little bit that I have played, I really do like. It's a lot of fun. I'm actually getting ready to crack back into another run of SteamWorld Dig because the Thunderful Direct got me really excited because new SteamWorld got announced, and God bless, I love SteamWorld. I think I've lost count of how many times I've bought the first SteamWorld Dig. So I think I may have bought more copies of that than I have Shovel Knight over the years. That says a lot. So, past that, Dread is still in my regular rotation a month after release, and that's probably not changing anytime soon. I'm still not even close to sick of this game yet. So, and seeing that it just got, nominated in the running for Game of the Year has only reinvigorated that. So, but yeah, I think that's most of what I've been playing. My time has been very, very jam-packed with a lot of things between holiday hours at work and a very full production schedule behind the scenes, juggling numerous shows. But yeah, I think that's everything I've been playing. So before we hit the break, just a quick tease on the backside of the break after we check in with the Hard Copy Hounds report. We've got a special premium edition interview from Hard Copy Hounds with Barry from Premium Edition Games. So with all that said, I think now's a great time to take a quick break. Welcome to Hard Copy Hounds, powered by the World 101 Network and sponsored by Premium Edition Games and their Series 3 release, Cathedral, on sale now. Let's get into the Hard Copy Hounds report. Starting off this week, we're taking a look at limitedrungames.com, where you can grab up your copies of the following: Always Sometimes Monsters for the PlayStation 4 with 2,000 copies available worldwide for pre-order. Blaze Blue Central Fiction for the Switch in an open pre-order till December 12th. And Blood Rain revamped for the Switch and PS4 in an open pre-order till November 28th, along with Blood Rain 2 revamped for the Switch and PS4 as well. Gary's for the Sega Genesis is in an open pre-order till December 19th, and Witch and Wiz for the NES is in an open pre-order till December 12th. Mushihime-sama for the Switch in an open pre-order till November 28th, and Naruto Boy for the Switch and PlayStation 4 is in an open pre-order till December 12th. Redout Space Assault on the Switch and PlayStation 4 in an open pre-order till December 5th. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for the Switch and the PC in an open pre-order till January 2nd. And Worms Armageddon for the Game Boy Color and N64 in an open pre-order till December 5th. Looking next at their distribution line, you can grab your copies of Arc of Alchemist for the Switch, Billion Road on Switch, Citizens Unite, Earth X Space for Switch and PlayStation 4 in an open pre-order till December 12th. Crisis 2 Remastered for the Switch in an open pre-order till December 19th. Cyanide and Happiness, Freak Apocalypse, Episode 1 for the Switch and PlayStation 4 running an open pre-order till November 28th. Dragon Star Varnier for the Switch, Drive for the Switch in an open pre-order with 2,900 copies available worldwide. Gear Shifters for Switch and PS4, Going Under on Switch and PlayStation 4, Harvest Moon, One World for the Switch and PlayStation 4 in an open pre-order, Holy Potatoes, Compendium for the Switch, Mercenary Wings on PlayStation 4, Neon Abyss for the PlayStation 4 and Switch, Regions of Ruin on Switch, Riverbound for Switch and PlayStation 4, Super Epic, The Entertainment War for the Switch and PlayStation 4, Superland for the Switch and PS4, The Falconeer Warrior Edition for Switch, PlayStation 4, and PS5, The Town of Light for the PlayStation 4 in an open pre-order with 2,500 copies available worldwide, Thea, The Awakening on Switch, and Where the Water Tastes Like Wine for the Switch and PlayStation 4. Next, we're taking a look at SuperRareGames.com, where you can snap up your copies of Ida, Last Day of June, the Mipu Me Collection, Monster Prom XXL, Munduan for the Switch, Shorts number 1, Heaven's Machine for the Switch in an open pre-order till December 22nd, which is a physical-only release for the Switch. There is no digital version available. Smoke and Sacrifice, Unrailed, and Yes Your Grace, all for the Switch. Next, we're sliding down the line to SpecialReserveGames.com, where you can grab your copies of Crossing Souls for the PlayStation 4, Death's Door for the Switch and PS5, with pre-orders going live November 23rd and running through January 7th. Downwell on the PlayStation 4, Enter the Gungeon for PS4, Piku Niku for the Switch, The Swords of Ditto, Mormo's Curse for PS4, Heave-Ho on the Switch, and Loop Hero for the Switch, with pre-orders going live December 9th and running till January 21st, and Weird West for the PlayStation 4, with pre-orders that go live on January 11th. Next, we're taking a look at our sponsor, Premium Edition Games, where you can grab up your copies of Cathedral, Mighty Fight Federation, and Phoenotopia Awakening, all for the Switch, with open pre-orders running till December 13th, and coming soon, Sunshine Manor Anthology for the Switch. Next, we've got StrictlyLimitedGames.com with copies of A Magical High School Girl for the Switch, Aberembo Tengu and Zombie Nation for the Switch, and Aberembo Tengu and Zombie Nation for the Switch and NES bundled together. Asterix and Obelix, Slap Them All for the Switch and PS4. Bubble Bobble, Four Friends, The Baron is Back on PlayStation 4 and Switch. Clockwork Aquario for the Switch and PS4. Cotton 100% for the Switch, PS4, Super Nintendo, and Super Famicom. Cotton Guardian Force Saturn Tribute for the Switch and PS4. Cotton Reboot on PlayStation 4 and Switch. Darius Cosmic Revelation for the Switch and PS4. Darius Extra Version for the Genesis and Mega Drive. Death Smiles 1 and 2 for Switch and PlayStation 4. Last Labyrinth for PS4 only. Lode Runner Legacy on Switch and PlayStation 4. Mad Stalker Full Metal 4th for the Genesis and Mega Drive, as well as Mega Turrican Director's Cut for the Genesis and Mega Drive. Necrosphere Deluxe for PlayStation 4. No Heroes Here on PS4. Panorama Cotton for the Switch, PS4, Sega Genesis, and Sega Mega Drive. Pressure Overdrive for the Switch and PS4. Rolling Gunner on Switch and PlayStation 4, and Space Invaders Invincible Collection on the Switch. Spelunker HD Deluxe for the Switch and PS4, and Speed Limit on PlayStation 4 and Switch. Star Hunter DX and Space Moth Lunar Edition Combo for the Switch, Super Life of Pixel for PlayStation 4 and Switch, Super Turrican 1 for the SNES and Super Famicom, and Super Turrican 2 for the SNES and Famicom. The King's Bird for PlayStation 4, Turrican Anthology Volume 1 and Turrican Anthology Volume 2, both for the Switch and PS4, and Wild Guns, Super Nintendo and Super Famicom, and Wild Guns Reloaded for the PlayStation 4 and Switch. Also looking at their partner store where you can grab up copies of Always Awakening on the NES in an open pre-order, Connect Tank for Switch and PS4, Crosscode for PS4 only, Root Double on the Switch, Star Renegades for PlayStation 4 and Switch, Yumihara Kawase Bazooka for Switch and PS4, Witch Spring 3 Refine for the Switch only, Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World for the PlayStation 4 and Switch, Ys Origins for PS4 and Switch. Next we've got IAM8bit.com, which currently has available the Annapurna Deluxe Edition on PlayStation 4, Disco Elysium Final Cut Collector's Edition for Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox One, Etherborn on the Switch and PlayStation 4, Gone Home and Grindstone both for the Switch, Inside for the PlayStation 4, Manifold Garden on PlayStation 5 and Switch, Mega Man X for the SNES, Mutazone for PlayStation 4 and Switch, the Ori Collector's Edition for the Switch in an open pre-order, Res Infinite Eco Forward Edition for the PlayStation 4 only, Spinch on the Switch, Spiritfarer for Switch and PlayStation 4 currently available for pre-order, and The Pathless on PS5, Untitled Goose Game for Switch and PS4, and rounding it out is Wadham on PlayStation 4 only. Next we're taking a look at SignatureEditionGames.com, where you can grab your copies of the following: 30-in-1 game collection for the Switch, Alex Kidd and Miracle World DX for the Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox, Origami 2 for PS4 and PS5, Bomber Crew for Switch and PlayStation 4, Bounty Battle for the Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, Brawl Out and Candle both for PS4 only, Children of Morta for the Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC, Cloudpunk for Switch, Xbox, and PC, Darkest Dungeon on PS4 only, Dead Cells for PlayStation 4 and the Switch, Dungeon of the Endless for PS4, and For the King for the Switch and PS4 as well, Frostpunk on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Hellpoint for the Switch and PS4, Hero Defense for PS4, House Flipper for Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, Instant Sports Summer Games for the Switch, The Long Reach on PlayStation 4, Monster Harvest for the Switch and PlayStation 4, Moonlighter for PS4 only, Northgard for the Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, Riot Civil Unrest for the PlayStation 4, Road 96 on the Switch exclusively, Runbow for the Switch and PlayStation 4, Sparklight for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Switch, Spirit of the North for Switch, PS4, and PS5, Stranded Sales on Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, Streets of Rage 4 for the Switch, PS4, Xbox, and PC, as well as Streets of Rage 4 Anniversary Edition for Switch and PlayStation 4, Terraria for the PC, The Last Stand Aftermath for PlayStation 4, PS5, and Xbox One, Ultimate Chicken Horse Anniversary Edition for the Switch, Unbox Newbie's Adventure for PlayStation 4, Valfaris on the Switch, Vaporum for the Switch, and Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles for Switch, PS4, and PS5. Next, we're taking a look at EastAsiaSoftPlayAsia.com, where you can grab up copies of Alchemic Joust and Black Sea Odyssey, as well as Bleed plus Bleed 2 collection for the PlayStation 4, Caveman Warriors on PS4, as well as Devious Dungeon for the PS4, the Distraint collection on Switch, Fall of Light Darkest Edition for PlayStation 4 only, If My Heart Had Wings for the Switch, Leap of Fate on PS4, Love Esquire for the Switch, Morio Crystal H on Switch, as well as Murder by Numbers for the Switch, Panty Party Perfect Body for the Switch exclusively, and Rainbow Moon for the PS4, as well as Rive on PlayStation 4, Seabed for the Switch, Semi-Spheres available for PlayStation 4 and PS Vita, Smashing the Battle, Ghost Soul for the Switch and PS4, Tachyon Project exclusively on PS4, The Letter, a horror visual novels for the Switch, Trigger Witch, Switch, PS5, on Epic, available for the PlayStation 4, Vesta for PS4, and X-Morph Defense for the PlayStation 4. And rounding it out this week, we're taking a look at fangamer.com, where you can grab up your copies of Bugsnax for the PS4 and PS5, currently in an open pre-order, Later Alligator, as well as Stardew Valley for the Switch exclusively, Hollow Knight on Switch and PS4, Undertale for the Switch, PS4, and PC, Slime Rancher for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, Spelunky for PS4 and PC, and Hyperspace Outlaw for the Switch, currently in an open pre-order. And that's the Hard Copy Hounds report. And as always, fuck the scalpers. Welcome to Hard Copy Hounds, powered by the World 1-1 Podcast Network and sponsored by Premium Edition Games, where their Series 3 release, Cathedral, is on sale right now. Let's get into the Premium Edition interview. Joining us this week is Barry from Premium Edition Games. Barry, say hi.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me.
So Barry helps run Premium Edition Games, who is our wonderful sponsor here at Hard Copy Hounds, and he wanted to take some time and come chit chat all about Premium Edition Games. So we blocked out a little bit of time so that you get to see some of the inside scoop of Premium Edition Games and what makes them stand out above the rest. So Barry, tell everybody a little bit about you, about what you do, and about Premium.
Sure. And I'll just start saying that I don't think we stand out above the rest. I think we don't look at anybody as competition. We're all partners in this great gaming industry, and we support one another. And I think that's one of the best parts about gaming as a whole, is it just brings everyone together. But for those of you listening, my name is Barry Carenza. I'm one of the partners at Premium Edition Games, and I'm also head of customer relations. Premium Edition, if you haven't heard of us, we are a physical publisher right now for the Nintendo Switch, and we started just over a year and a half ago with Jeffrey Wittenhagen and Jonathan Poland started the company and brought me on shortly after, and since then the three of us have been joined by some very wonderful members of our crew, like Frank and Erica and Josh and Sheena, and just some absolute wonderful people, and Clarence, our newest, and just we really want to deliver games and physical packages that we would want in our own collection, because we are collectors. We're all collectors, we're all gamers, and we want to produce products that we would want on our own shelves, even if we had nothing to do with the company. That's just how we go. So, we started just over a year and a half ago. We put out our Series 1, which was Super Blood Hockey and Pigeon Dev Games Collection. The reception was great. We did a direct. We had a lot of fun with it, but we were new on the scene. People didn't know who we were, what we were, if they would even get a product, which is an unfortunate reality in today's day and age. But we shipped them. People have gotten all their Series 1 releases, their premiums, their retros, and their deluxes, and people have been doing their challenge patches, which we can talk about here in a little bit, and just having a lot of fun with the games. Series 2 we launched back in June of 2021, which was Demon's Tier Plus and Robot Named Fight. And again, the premiums have now shipped. They're shipped out right now. The retros will be shipping hopefully by the end of November for both titles, and the deluxe of Robot Named Fight should be shipping Q1 2022. Real life problems have happened due to the real world, the shipping, just delays that we can't help. And once we were sure and we got Series 2 Premium shipped out, we launched our Series 3 Direct, which we'll be talking about here with our brand new Series 3 titles. And we're a big part of the community. We love the community at large, the gaming community. We've been blessed to be sponsoring, Hard Copy Hounds, and be part of the World 1-1 network. And it's just so great that we've been so welcomed into this. It's a competitive community, but we're really trying to do our own thing, and And some people are starting to refer to us now as the working designs of the Switch, which is a really cool title and one we are going to run with. But yeah, like we just like giving developers, some really great developers, a platform to get their games out there and seen by new eyes. Because like many people, we're physical collectors. We don't, so many games, we don't really pay attention to the digital only titles. So to be able to get these games in front of physical collectors is awesome, and hopefully giving them a second life and a new attention that they deserve.
Nice. So let's start with how did Premium come to be? Let's hit the origin story. I know pieces of this because I followed JP and I was aware of JP on some of the Facebook groups for a number of years, and so I kind of got to see the birthing happen. But for those that haven't,
so Jonathan or JP and Jeff, they met at a con, got to talking, and kind of just like playing around with the idea. And when Jeff got approved to be a Nintendo publisher, they began running with it. And at that point in time, they were doing a podcast called the Switch Mania Playcast, which is still going on. And when JP had to step away for a bit, Jeff needed a new co-host. So that's where I came in. I joined as a new co-host, and JP came back, and now then the three of us, we do the show now. And they kept teasing. They're like, oh, we're doing something that you don't even know about. And I'm like, oh, come on, guys, like, what is this? Grade school? Let me in on this. Let's go. And they finally told me, and they're like, do you want in? And I was like, hell yeah, do I want in? Like, I wish you had told me sooner. I would have been in, right away. Like, this is great. Let's run with this. Let's go. So from there, we just, we're talking with developers, and we did the first direct. And really wanted to get out there and addressing issues with customers and addressing concerns because we were a new company. So we really wanted to focus on communication, and we felt as consumers, that's one thing we felt was so important with any company is communication. We want to know the ins and outs and when things are going to be in our hands. So we made it a point to let's do communication. So how do we do that? We had the Playcast first and foremost, so we gave updates every week on stuff premium, which was great for the listeners. But so not everybody listens to the podcast, and if you don't, you should. But we said let's go above and beyond. So JP's Mr. Twitter. Anyone who follows him, that. So he set up the premium Twitter and the Facebook, and we brought on Frank Wood, who's truly an amazing friend, amazing guy, who helps JP run with that. We set up a Discord, which I run, and we get people involved there, and then JP does a newsletter, for the big updates. And of course our support email, which I handle. So if there's any issues, support@premiumeditiongames.com. So with all that set up, we really focused on addressing people's concerns and letting them know us and letting them be able to communicate. And I think it really took until we launched Series 1 earlier this year in terms of getting the product out, shipping the product, because we launched it for pre-order last year, and people were a little concerned. Like we did Series 1 in 2 parts as opposed to what we do now. We wanted to have Super Blood Hockey in people's hands before Pigeon Dev went out. That didn't happen because Super Blood Hockey kept failing lot check, and it took 2 months to pass lot check, and Pigeon Dev was already past lot check. So we're like, well, crap, what do we do? So we launched them. We launched Pigeon Dev, put Super Blood Hockey back up, let people order, and then they happened to coincidentally ship at the same time when we had them in hand. And we said, you know what? Maybe we should do this from now on. Maybe we should do our games a series all together as opposed to a Series 1 and then another and another. So from Series 2 on, we decided that happy accident, let's do that. And we found the reception has been very good with it because each series, the games help each other. They're a team as opposed to competition. You may be excited for one title, and you come to the site, and then you may see the other title, and it could help introduce you to a game, your next favorite game that you never even knew existed, which has happened. And one of the things we do in addition with the community is we do unboxing patches. So this was Jeff's idea. I wish I could take credit for it. It was Jeff's. My idea was a discount on your next order, but Jeff's idea won.
I wouldn't say no to that either.
Yeah, well, Jeff's idea won. When you get our games, if you do an unboxing video and you tag us, then you have to email us with the link, with your order number, with your address. We will send you an unboxing patch. It's our way of saying thank you for helping the developers get the word out, and so that they see it. And we mailed it to you for free. The unboxing could be anything. You could have already opened it and you're just opening again. We absolutely, as someone who watches all the unboxings, I'll tell you the ones I really like are the ones that where people talk, especially when they're seeing things for the first time. And I get to see the natural reactions. I love that because we do put a lot of care and love into all of our packaging. But then all of our releases come with a challenge card. And the challenge card is a developer challenge. So on it, the developer tasks you with a challenge within their game. Should you accomplish the challenge and follow the instructions, post it to social media, tagging us, send us an email, again, the order number and the address, and we will send you for free a challenge patch based on the game you accomplish. So every game has their own challenge patch, and that's what we've noticed been a real cool way to connect with the community as everyone starts to do that, and they start sharing, and we share their accomplishments, and the developers start seeing that and get involved and commenting, and it just becomes an event. And we love that about our releases, is because they're not just here's another release. We make them events. We will not announce a new series until the previous series has at least shipped the standard premiums. We don't want people to feel like we're just taking money and you'll get your games when you get your games. It's like, no, we're focusing on one series at a time. We want to give attention to the developers. And then, of course, again, when the series ships, while we may start announcing the next series, that doesn't mean the previous series is done, because then you have the challenge patches, and we're sharing those, and we're really relishing in those too. And we love to see everyone accomplish these things because it's awesome.
Definitely. So, with that said, I've got a quick question, just from a personal side. What's your feeling, your stance on the subject of double dipping? Because that's something that tends to come up a lot with those of us that love physical games.
Yes,
because a lot of us, a lot of these games start as digital only, and then only once they've sold sufficiently well do they find a home for them to get a physical pressing. And there are those of us like myself where there's a lot of games where I see a preview or a trailer and I'm like, I want that, I really do, but I then get stuck in the, well, do I pull the trigger now and end up potentially having to double dip if it gets a physical, or do I hold out and hope that it gets a physical?
That's a great question. So there's other forms of double dipping too, and honestly, my thought didn't initially go to your question. It actually went to something I accuse JP of all the time, which is making me double dip, because he'll post something is getting a European release or an Asian English release, and I'll buy it for my set, and then after it gets announced an American version, so now I have to double dip and get the American version. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of double dipping when it's extra money spent. It does suck a little more, I guess, if you buy the digital and then you have to buy the physical, because at least if I buy the European and then the American, I could at least sell the European, which I don't need anymore. You're stuck with the digital. My thing is, in a case like your question, we don't think about that when it comes to putting out games. we think about getting great games the physical treatment and the extra attention they deserve. So if this happens to be a double dip, you said this game is so great, I had to get it digitally, but you're a physical collector and you're going to double dip now. That's just helping the developer out. The developer makes money off of every release, every purchase. So you're only helping the developer, which means you really like this game. We can't divulge what games we're doing until we're at the point that we're ready to do so, just like any other company. So whenever you buy a digital game nowadays, it's always, at the risk of there being a physical. Some companies don't want physicals. We've reached out to developers and said, we'd love to do a physical of this game, and they're like, no, we're not interested. So that doesn't mean every digital game is going to have a physical release at all. So it's buyer beware, buy at your own risk. And I've seen people say, well, I bought it already digitally, I got the physical now, can I do the challenge on the digital version? And the answer is yes, but you still need to open your physical version and show the card with the game packaging and all that stuff along with your accomplishment. So you can still accomplish it on the digital version, but you have to open up your physical. Other people want to wait, and one of the things we do with our physicals, we want to make sure it's all on cart. So you're getting the full game, sometimes exclusive stuff. Pigeon Dev, all 4 games have an exclusive soundtrack that is different than the digital versions of those games, which I think is really cool. So we're always trying to get some exclusive stuff if we can on the cards, but we definitely want them to be complete. So it's one of those where if there's a game that you really love and you bought it and then we're releasing it and you go, oh, I got double dip, that's only if you want the physical. You've already supported the developer at that point once. But a lot of people probably listening to this, and a lot of people in the collector community, we do enjoy our physicals. And there's so many games out there that so many are they're lost. They're just overshadowed. So there's always something good to play, even if you want to hold out and wait.
I mean, you guys actually, shined a spotlight with one of your releases on a personal favorite of mine that I preach the good word of frequently to a lot of people. Like, I've never heard that one. I missed that one, which was a Robot Named Fight. Matt Bittner, friend of the show, was on with us a couple of years ago, actually, talking about Robot Named Fight. And I was so pumped when you guys announced that was finally going to get a physical release, because there was some discussions that had happened and apparently didn't end up leading to anything, which made me kind of sad. And so when that news came out, I was just over the moon.
Yeah, Matt is a wonderful, wonderful person. And,
yes, he is.
Very, very thankful to be working with him. Robot Named Fight was one of those early signs for us. Jeff was looking through the Switch Collector Volume 1, which is the book that he writes. And in the section for games that were in year 1 digitally but without a physical, Robot Named Fight was there. And he's like, how did this game not get a physical? And they reached out and had a discussion and signed it. But the reason Robot Named Fight was part of Series 2 and not Series 1 is because Matt informed us that there was like the 4-player mode and the deathmatch and all that stuff was being added to the game, and we wanted it to complete on cart. So we said, all right, well, you work on your patch, and when it's done, we'll release it. So it wasn't part of Series 1. We had to wait a year for it to be done, but well worth the wait. And now if you get our copy, our physical of Robot Named Fight, you're getting the full game, including all that added content right on the card.
Oh yeah, and actually a lot of that's come out in post-release since I first played it and got into it, and I kind of put it down for a while, and so I'm really just waiting for my deluxe version to be in hand to dive back in and fall in love with that game all over again with all that new stuff that he released after launch. Yep. And after I had spent quite a bit of time with the game and had shifted my attention elsewhere for a while. So
I hear you. Same thing happens to me. You know, a lot of times post-release stuff, I don't always go back to just because I've moved on from that game and I'm in different headspace. But that to us, that's very important because we hate the way it is now, where you put in a cart or you put in a disc, and you got to download and you got to wait for an update just to be able to play the game. And it's like, what? No, like I just bought this game. I should be able to play the full game right away. And that's how we feel. So every one of our releases, the developer has to give us the okay that they are done updating the game, and once it passes lot check, it's good. I'm never gonna say that there's never gonna be like a bug fix patch down the road, but even with the servers go down and we wouldn't have that, you're gonna still have the complete game on card.
Yeah. So let's take a minute here and divert to the now.
Yes.
Tell everybody what's happening with Series 3, because you guys just put out your Series 3 Direct, and we now have an official date for Cathedral, which, you know, we've been talking about as an upcoming title for months now here on Hard Copy Hounds, as well as pulling the curtain back on what else is coming with Series 3 and when.
That is a great question. Series 3 has been something that I've had my lips zippered shut on for a long time, and I've wanted to just shout about it like from the rooftops.
I know, I've been trying to coax some of it out of you behind the scenes.
It's something that we're just so excited about these titles, and we're excited about all our titles, but like just when we signed everything for Series 3, it was just like, this is great. This is just, we're gonna surprise a lot of people, and it's kind of like when you get you know, as a kid, at Christmas or the holidays, it's more about, you know, what can you be surprised with, and as you get older, it changes to how can I surprise my loved ones, and just you feed off the look on their faces as you surprise them, and that's kind of where we're at. We really wanted to deliver something cool and something that people weren't expecting, and Cathedral, which a lot of people hadn't heard of when we teased it in the Series 2 Direct. A lot of people have been asking about Cathedral. I get emails all the time. Did I miss Cathedral? When is that coming? At the conventions, we had Cathedral on our banner, and like, oh, that game, when's that coming out? Cathedral is just, it's a masterpiece. All our games, I feel, are masterpieces. Cathedral, I put like over 40 hours into it, completed it 100%. Like, I could not stop playing that game. I was like literally going to sleep and dreaming about Cathedral. It is just such an amazing Metroid inspired adventure that has, you know, Shovel Knight elements. It's got Zelda elements. It's virtually open world. There's some parts where you have to do like event A before you could do, you know, go on. But a lot of it is just open to explore. You'll find paths that you have to come back to. It's got challenging bosses. It's got bonus quests and bonus puzzles that are completely optional. And it's got a really cool cryptic story. And the graphics are unbelievable. Just very well done, and just truly a masterpiece. And to see people's reactions all over again because they may have forgotten, or maybe they're seeing it for the first time, it's just awesome. And Cathedral is, I'd love to even say Cathedral is the one I'm most hyped for, because but I can't, because I don't have one I'm most hyped for, because I'm hyped for all of them. Going from Cathedral, we revealed Phoenotopia Awakening, which was our hidden gem, I think, of this series. I think I've talked with one person that has heard of this game, and all the people I've talked with, very, very underrated. Just kind of came out and it sank. Didn't do well digitally, unfortunately. The developer had been approached by multiple parties, and they said no because the digital sales weren't good. And when we approached them, they were like, oh, the digital sales aren't good, you don't want our game. And we're like, no, we want your game. Your game's amazing. So we kind of built his confidence back up. We got, he agreed, he signed, and he was so excited. All the artwork you see for Phenotopia for both the premium standard and the retro. It's all him and his team and fans and art that he had commissioned. It's unused. It's all stuff from him. He literally picked up the ball and ran with it, and we just let him. We just wanted him to have his dream game. So it's his dream game right there. He's getting it out in the way he wants to get it out, and he's overjoyed, and we're overjoyed for him. Phenotopia Awakening is a Zelda 2 style 2D 16-bit adventure with pastel color palettes, great dungeons, lots of cool different puzzles. You can upgrade your equipment, you can fish, you can cook, you can just do trading quests. There's side quests, there's optional areas to explore. Speedrunners usually beat it around 8-hour mark. So this is a huge adventure.
That is meaty.
It's a meaty adventure. Just you're getting so much in this one small package. It is something unbelievable. And then we finally teased up Mighty Fight Federation, which is a 3D arena style brawler, which is harkening back to the Power Stone days, and just a ton of fun and a ton of character. You have 11 original characters with their own unique stories, and then you have 5 guest characters that also have their own unique stories. You have Toe Jam and Earl, you got Ukulele, you have Kunio and Ricky from the Kunio-kun or River City Ransom series, and then you've got Miriam from Bloodstained. And all of them play unique. They have their unique traits and stuff from their unique games thrown in there. Mesh really well with the other 11 characters, so you're getting 16 in all. Just the full story mode for everybody. It's got missions, it's got training, it's got online cross-play, so you can play against PC, Xbox, PS4. It's got just so many things going for it. It's just a blast, and it was a surprise, and we were just like, oh, can we get this in Series 3? Are you done? And like, yeah, this is the end. No more DLC characters. We're like, let's do it. People are getting the complete game on card. You're getting all the DLC characters. And it's different for us. It's something, we haven't done a fighter yet, and we're not opposed to doing different genres because we don't want to limit ourselves, and we want a surprise. And we teased this as a Series 4 title, and then, a lot of people were expecting that, and then I think we surprised a lot of people by saying it is a Series 3 title instead. All the art for this is being done by Clarence, our new guy on the team, fantastic artist, and just loving everything that I'm personally seeing with it as it's coming along, and the art that we showed was not completed yet. But we ran out of time, so we had to show it. But it will be completed for the launch of the release.
That's fantastic. So we're starting to come up to a close here because we're hitting the timeline. But what would you say to anybody to get them to come check out premium edition games? What's the defining thing that you hang your hat on?
I wouldn't say it's one thing. I would just say that's a tough question. Maybe passion. If I had to define it just into one word, it would be passion. We're all passionate collectors, we're all passionate gamers. We're passionate with what we do. We put our names behind what we do. If premium edition fails, that means we fail, and we're not in the business for that. We're in the business for bringing digital only titles by amazing developers out physically for the physical collectors, and for the developers to have their game immortalized in physical format. If you've never checked us out, please, go to premiumeditiongames.com, check us out on social media, join our Discord, talk to us, ask us questions, ask people, especially in the community, hey, what's your experience with premium? We did like too many games, last month, and we had some people, from Twitter and from Discord, come and hang out with us. And then we got to see them again, at the next shows, and we're just building that communication and that relationship with our customers, because we wouldn't be here without the great developers, but we also wouldn't be here without the amazing support from the customers. So, challenge us, ask us questions. We're here to assist, and I hope you all can see that. And I hope that you all decide to join us on the 16th of November, which, if that date is already passed, I hope you did join us. But these games will be open for pre-order for 4 weeks. So it's going from November 16th to December 16th, starting on noon on November 16th. The premium standards are completely open pre-order. We will print as many as we need to. So please go ahead and pick those up. And if you want those amazing retro editions, those are limited to 500 each on the website. So if that's you want a little bit extra bonus, the premium standards are $40, the retro are $60. Make sure to get those orders in, because can't guarantee they'll be in stock for long.
So, on the subject, real quick, of just the standard and the premium, I gotta ask, what's the qualifier for one of your releases to go above the premium, or the standard or the retro edition, and get a deluxe edition release?
Okay,
because so far there's only one.
There's two.
No, you're right. You're right. My bad.
There's technically 3. Pigeon Dev and Robot Named Fight, and then we did a Kickstarter for Sunshine Manor, which is also going to include Camp Sunshine. So it's going to be the Sunshine Anthology. You're getting 2 games. That one's also getting a deluxe. There's a Kickstarter version of that, and then we're going to have another version on our website. We did provide an update right from the developer in our Series 3 Direct. Those games are available on Steam, and they're in the porting phase to Switch. So we will begin work on that once it's ported to Switch and the bugs are hammered out to make sure you guys get the best version. So we're still waiting on that, but that one will get a deluxe. The truth is we're honestly not sure anymore because of the way the world is going. Robot Named Fight deluxes are coming Q1 2022 because of all the ship delays and the dock delays, and the books can literally be sitting in a shipping container right now in the middle of the ocean waiting its turn. And we don't like to have people wait, which is the unfortunate thing. People right now are enjoying Robot Named Fight. If they got the retro edition, they have to wait a month later, which isn't terrible, but then to wait a couple more months, we don't like that type of thing. So we're trying to see how a series goes without that. So we have 3 games now instead of 2, but we all have retro editions with no deluxes. So we're going to see what the timetable is, and we're still adjusting because a book takes a lot of time to write. There's more stuff to produce, and then of course we have to delay with getting it there, and that's the unfortunate thing. It's just the way the world is. So will there be other deluxe editions? We're not closing the door on that. There absolutely could be, outside of the 3. It all depends on how the world's going, and if a game, we say, oh, this game absolutely we got to do it, or the developer says, please, I really want. I mean, we'll do right by the developers always, but we're doing this series without any deluxes. It's just retros and the standard premiums, and we'll see how it goes.
Well, Barry, thank you so much for carving some time out to come hang out with us here over at Hard Copy Hounds.
Yeah.
We look forward to having you back. I would love to do more of these. I know you and I have talked about, by way of this partnership, getting together and, having on some of the developers of, the games that you guys are putting out. So, hopefully maybe we get to put some of that together for like Cathedral and Phoenotopia and, Mighty Fight. So, yep. But yeah, so all things. Hopefully, we can partner up and have some stuff to look forward to.
The sky's the limit. It's all about bringing attention to some amazing developers and letting you check out their games and hearing their stories, because these games are all amazing and they're all worthy of your time. And if you're interested in any of them, definitely check out the trailers. You could, like I said, ask other people. We had people who, after the direct, went and bought the games digitally. Like, I just need to play these now, and are ranting and raving about them in our Discord. Just like, these games are amazing. How have I never heard of this? Oh my God, I can't wait for the 16th. These phenomenal games. I can't put them down. And I agree with the sentiments, because we couldn't put them down either. These are just...
Yeah, I've had my eyes on Cathedral for a while now, and I've actually waited knowing that a physical was coming. I'm just like, nope, do not press that buy now button.
Well, there, if you double dip, that's your own choice.
Yeah, I know. That game specifically is kind of what spurred that question earlier.
Well, now you know a date, right? It's if this is airing after the fact, that date's already happened. You probably have your pre-order in, so the future you is saying, don't worry, you didn't have to double dip.
Right. Now it's just, the waiting game.
The waiting game, I guess, we will not be ordering the cartridges until after pre-orders close, so we know how many to order. We want to make sure everybody gets their game. So we have said, everyone, please be patient. When the pre-orders close, it doesn't mean you'll instantly have shipping notifications, because you won't. Games do take time to actually get manufactured, and we do the full color manuals and the art and the outside art. We have to get all that printed out, and all the challenge card printed and all that other good stuff. And some of that stuff's already being worked on. But the cartridges are not ordered until after.
Well, Barry, thank you so much. You want to leave anybody with a parting thought?
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thank you all for listening. For more information, you could always go to premiumeditiongames.com. Check out our social media. On Twitter, we're at Premium Edition 1. Check out our Facebook. Check out our Discord, the Switch Mania Playcast. Just let us know your thoughts. And if you want to talk more with me, you could find me on Twitter at Hawk Hellfire.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This has been a premium interview from Hard Copy Hounds, powered by the World 1-1 Podcast Network, and sponsored by Premium Edition Games. You can and should remember to always press start to engage your mind. See you next week, everybody. Peace!